Sometimes when you know you should be doing something like making an important phone call or doing your taxes or sitting down for yourself to do a meditation or self-hypnosis or going to bed early, or you want to start a new project but then you don't know where to begin, you just kind of feel blocked as you're doing that. And then you don't start, you eat ice cream instead, or you call a friend and then you forget about the project and you don't ever start, and then half a year later you look back and think, oh, where did that project go? That could have gotten me where I actually want to be in life. So now you have this inner voice talking. Hello, my name is Carsten Küstner and I am a hypnosis trainer who likes to help you use hypnosis principles to lead a more successful, healthy and joyful life, being a force for good in this world as well as for yourself. In this short video, I want to show you where this type of behavior or non-behavior comes from so you can stop it, you can change it, and instead of leaving things undone that are actually important to you, that get you where you want to be, you just do them. Instead of agonizing over them, you just freely and joyfully do whatever needs to be done, and then you get on with your life. The root of the problem when you're not doing what you deep down know is useful and needs to be done is the so-called inner critic. It's that little bugger inside of each one of us that shows up at the most inopportune times. Always when we don't need him, he shows up. And that's a signal because he's always on time. That means it's kind of a design, right? The world designed this inner critic for us. At least that's the way you can see it, and then it actually becomes that way. You can now learn to tame him by knowing that is actually by design. Now, what's by design here? He is pointing, or she, or it, whatever you want to call that critic, is pointing to some blind spot. And it's an important blind spot. It's the blind spot in all of us where all the good things come from. We don't see where all the good things come from. And we call this spot, this space, the space of inner silence. Because really where everything is created, it's created out of silence. And it's where we want to go to when we're meditating or when we're doing hypnosis. We're trying to get to the space of silence. But when we're just getting there or we're trying to get there and then we're meditating more and more and more, again, the inner critic will come out and will say, hey, that's not where it is. Because it is not where it is. In the place of silence, you can more directly go to when you deal with the inner critic personally and directly, meaning you get aware, you become aware when he's showing up and you start being grateful for him. You start being thankful that he's pointing you. When he shows up, he will also show you blockages. He will show you feelings that he's pointing to that didn't want to be felt when you were younger, maybe a long time ago, it could be a short time ago. It doesn't really matter how old this feeling is. So the suggestion is to feel. How do you do that? And here's the hypnosis principle that comes into play. We need the hypnosis principle of dissociation. There's a principle of dissociation and association. Now, we are sometimes so associated with the outside world. We're associated with our feelings. We're associated with our thoughts about the world, right? We're more in our thoughts and sometimes in our feelings than we are aware that there is more. There is more than the thought. There's more than the criticism. So we're so associated with the inner critic. But when he shows up, he teaches us to dissociate from him. And it's already done. Basically, when you notice the inner critic is there, you're already not associated with him anymore. And you start dissociating. Now is the chance to get into that space of inner silence. So just be aware when the inner critic shows up, when you don't start something, and it's the inner critic that makes you stop. Then become aware of him, or it or her, and notice how you're dissociating from it. Notice how you're leaning back or you're kind of seeing it more from the outside. And the outside world that you've been criticizing or that you've been having thoughts about becomes just the outside world, and the thoughts that you're having also just become the thoughts. The feelings that you're having probably show up more, but there's also a little bit of distance. So now you're more dissociating from them, and you're already associating more with that place or that space of inner silence. And that space of inner silence is where you want to get to, and you're already there more now. Of course, meditation, self-hypnosis can help doing that on a regular basis. If you need help with that, there is audio video that I created. It's free of charge, especially when you are stressed. I put the link below this video so you can download it or you can watch and listen to it right away. It doesn't take long and will help you also deal with that inner critic and also bring you more into that space of inner silence. So I hope this was useful for you. And so this hypnosis principle of dissociation is very important. It doesn't mean you're dissociating from your life or you're dissociating from the world or anything. It just means you're more aware, you're dissociating from being caught in your thought, and you're associating more with this space of inner silence. Please let me know how this has helped you. Leave a comment below, or you can write me an email if you prefer. But commenting below is easy, and I hope to see you soon in the next video or somewhere else in this world. All the best and enjoy.